starting
Okay.
out, do anything and you will get better,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
You don't have to like overthink it too much. But
Being
for the
able to love yourself and, validate who you are without any form of expression of it. And that's why I feel like that's what true confidence is in my head. Because
It gives us a journey of self-discovery through our art. Yours might be music or film or writing.
Always been my outlook on everything in regards to life. If I see anybody who has anything, my default is if they can have it or if they can do it, so can I.
We get to
Yes.
speak. We get to do a podcast. We get to work out. We get to. It's a privilege that people often complain and take for granted.
Give yourself time today to appreciate how far you've come. Welcome back, everyone, to the Insightful Podcast. We gain insight in order to move forward in life. My name is Anthony Amaral, and today is episode 35. Today, I wanted to discuss how you need to start taking time to appreciate the improvements you've made in your life. Before we get into this, if you've been enjoying the podcast, remember to subscribe, like, and comment. And in those comments, let me know any future topics you would like for me to discuss on the Insightful Podcast. With all of that out of the way, let's get started. So why do you need to start appreciating your growth? The biggest reason is what I've learned is we are our own worst enemy. I don't know if you could agree with that. I've made some videos on my Instagram about that, and people have mentioned in the comments, oh, I hope you're your biggest cheerleader or something else as well. But that's not the case. A lot of the times we could be very critical of ourselves. We always think we're doing the wrong things. We always think we're making mistakes. You always think you're not good enough. But at the end of the day, if you are watching this video, it's based around self-improvement. If you are someone that is constantly seeking growth in all aspects of your life, you should be proud. Because there are many people that don't see the value in this stuff. They don't see the value in self-improvement, right? They don't see the value in trying to be a better person. We all make mistakes. But the most important thing is that we learn from these mistakes and try to grow as an individual. Because what I believe is that when I was a younger person, I was a shitty person. I was an asshole. I was someone that was rude, that didn't treat others the way they should have been treated. But what I appreciate the most about myself is that I was able to overcome that. I was able to become someone that is more kind. I'm constantly working on it. I'm definitely not the best person out there, and I never will be. But the beauty of it is that I'm on this journey of self-growth. I'm on this journey where I know I am not who I'm meant to be yet. I'm constantly seeking improvements in my life. I'm constantly seeking improvements in my mindset. I'm also constantly seeking improvements with my relationship with God. In my opinion, this is kind of my philosophy, and it might sound kind of crazy, but this is what I believe, is that we all start, if you want to call it hell, I'll call it hell. We all start, as individuals in like our teen lives or whatever the case may be, and we're closer to there than we are to heaven. And my goal as a person is to just get further and further away from there and closer to someone that goes to heaven. But I don't know how that's going to happen, and that whole idea of hell and heaven is just a concept. It's the concept of I was a shitty person, and my goal on a daily basis is to become someone that is constantly improving themselves and becoming a better person. Someone that listens to others when they're feeling down. Someone that is kind to others when they might not deserve it. Someone that can look in the mirror and see their faults and understand that I'm not the person I'm meant to be and that I keep making mistakes. But besides all of that, I need to appreciate the improvements I have made from my teen years where I was a shitty person. Because you always get your head so wrapped around what's wrong with you and why you're not good enough. But you never wrap your head around why you're becoming a better person, the fact that you're even on this journey, the fact that you've made so much progress already. You know, and this is where it comes to how people say you should do some gratitude journaling, right? Because we lack so much gratitude. We're not grateful for much things. We don't take the time out of our days to be grateful, and we're not grateful for who we are. We're constantly hating on who we are. We're constantly sometimes wishing that we were someone else. But the beauty of this existence is you only live it once. If you only live it once and you only live with yourself in your entire life, why don't you love yourself? Why don't you take some time to look at yourself and be like, damn, I'm proud of who I am. Sometimes we are our harshest critics. You know, I don't know about you, but even myself, I find it difficult to take compliments. You know, someone will say at the gym, oh, that's some heavy weight. I'm like, oh, this is nothing. Like, this is not that heavy. You know, people will compliment you and you don't see it. You know, you think to yourself that you're a very unattractive person, but then other people are complimenting you on things. It's sad to realize this, that we're our own harshest critic. Where does this come from? Where does this stem from? Right? It might stem from your childhood. It might stem from what people have said to you in the past, right? It's like myself, I've put on some muscle. I feel better about my physique, but in my mind, I'm always still that skinny kid. I'm always still that kid with the small wrists, and I could see my ribs on the front of my body and the back of my body. That's always still in my mind, even though it's not like that anymore, right? And it's because for so long, I hated my physique. I've hated my physique longer in my life than I've loved it, right? I started working out at 13, and I only started loving my physique maybe like a year ago, where I'm like, damn, I've made some good progress. So I've only been loving my physique for a year, right? So it's going to take some time to overcome that detrimental mindset of mine where I don't like the way I look physically. But I need to start appreciating that, damn, I've actually gotten to the point where I love my physique. I love where I've taken my physique thus far. And I'm not satisfied with it, but I definitely am proud of it, right? So that's why I need to appreciate some things more. Books, for example. I couldn't finish a book ever. You know, the only books I ever finished was in elementary school when the teachers were reading it to me. Now I have this whole bunch of books over here. You guys have probably seen it in previous videos. And I'm constantly reading. That's something I need to appreciate about myself, because there was a point in time where I could never even finish a chapter. But I built the discipline to start reading, and then eventually I started enjoying it, you know? And that's the thing about any journey in your life, is usually the beginning's going to suck. It's going to feel annoying. It's going to suck. It's going to be shitty. But eventually you'll grow to love it. So you at home, listening to this podcast right now, what I want you to do, a practical step that you could do right now, is ask yourself one question. What do you appreciate about yourself? Give yourself time to reflect on this question, because you are greater than you think. Take some time to appreciate who you are, because you're your own unique self. You are great in your own ways. So if you don't take the time to realize this, how do you expect to ever make improvements? Because you're always shitting on yourself. You're always thinking you're not good enough, right? There's plenty of people out there that feel like they don't deserve love. Why is that? Every single person deserves love. It's what they bring into their own mind. They feel like they're undeserving of many things. And I believe that if you feel undeserving of many things, that you won't get them, because you don't even have the ability to accept that. You don't have the ability to get it because you feel like you're undeserving of it. And these are the aspects of self-improvement that people don't speak about enough, right? They think about the wealth, they think about the physique, that's what they think about. They don't think about these mental battles that you're having on a daily basis. And if you're able to grow from these mental battles, that is what strengthens your character, right? If you're someone that can't see the appreciation in themselves, but 6 months from now, you love yourself, you're confident within yourself, you appreciate how far you've come. Do you know how much growth that is? Because the thing is self-improvement is not selfish. It seems contradictory, but it's not, because once you begin to improve yourself, you'll start to treat other people better. You'll be someone that people want to be around, because you've improved yourself to a level that you understand what other people are going through, right? Why do you think so many people's business models are, I help you get skinny to jacked, or I help you lose fat? It's because they've been there once too. They're able to relate to you, right? And if you go on this journey of self-improvement and better your mindset and better these aspects that many people don't talk about, if you go on that journey, you'll be much more relatable to others. And the beauty of it is you could start to begin to help others as well through these processes. So this is something you need to think about, is once you begin to improve those aspects of yourself that you know needs to be improved, like being more grateful for who you are, being more appreciative of the progress you've made, you'll be able to show others that. Maybe you'll have a friend that's they go around hating on themselves, doing some self-demeaning jokes. But if you could say to them, hey, I was there one time, I understand you having that thought process of yourself, but it gets you nowhere. I used to think that when I would wake up and I wouldn't do the things I needed to do, that if I use this right here and hated on myself, that would give me motivation. But that was just leaving me way more in the past, ruining my mindset, ruining my mental health. Because I was hating on myself all the time, the negative self-talk. You need to replace it with positive self-talk. That is a huge aspect about going through life, enjoying the process, is not having that negative self-talk, is understanding that you're human and that you're going to make mistakes, but you can overcome these faults of yours. So stop talking to yourself in such a poor way. You are better than what you think you are. You are more valuable than you think you are. You just need to realize this. What I would say is a very practical tip that you could do besides that little meditation I said earlier was start making it a daily habit to point out something about yourself that you are proud of. If it's as something as simple as I'm proud that I woke up early today. I am proud that I worked on my side hustle today because the previous day I didn't. I am proud because I read 5 pages of this book. I am proud that I hit 20 push-ups today. Because this will give you a compounding effect in your mind. If you start speaking about all the things you're proud of doing and you appreciate about yourself on a daily basis, there will be no room for that negative self-talk, and it will eventually be replaced. And once it's replaced, you'll feel better about what you're doing. You'll feel better about going on the self-improvement journey, and it will just overall make you live a better life. Because sometimes we live in our heads too much, and that's inevitable. But how do you want to live in your head? Do you want to live in a head with a bunch of negative self-talk, a bunch of hating on yourself? Or do you want to live in a mind that loves itself, that appreciates its growth, that is hopeful for the future? That seems like the much better option to me. You also need to start surrounding yourself with positive influences. Positive friends, friends that uplift you. You also need to watch content, because we live in a content-driven world. You're going to scroll. You're going to watch YouTube. You're going to watch TV shows, whatever the case may be. Start surrounding yourself with positive things, not negative all the time, right? I don't know about you, but when I listen to sad music all the time, I feel more sad. So start consuming things that are positive. Start surrounding yourself in positive environments, people that point out things that are great about you, that don't hate on you. Once you do that, it'll just be an amazing life that you're living. It'll be a life that you're happy to wake up to, right? And a lot of us deal with that. A lot of us don't wake up with happiness to chase something. But if you put in all these different types of tips that I've been saying, I am telling you, it's going to be much easier to wake up and be proud of who you are, Start treating yourself like a human. You're going to make mistakes just like everyone else. So stop being so harsh on yourself. Thank you guys for listening and making it this far. Remember to give us a follow on Spotify. And if you enjoyed this episode, I can't wait for you to watch the next one. We gain insight in order to move forward in life. Take care, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one.